Hillary Clinton's campaign has just reached a new low and has just achieved a new level of desperation. Hillary Clinton has just attacked Bernie Sanders over his vote against a bill that would have made it possible for the family members of victims of gun violence to be able to sue gun manufacturers for their loved ones' tragic deaths. And Bernie Sanders voted against that bill. And Hillary Clinton is using that as a way to attack Bernie Sanders, saying that he's best friends with the NRA, the gun lobby, the gun manufacturers, and the worst part, the most repulsive part, is that she is using this as a way to attack him and saying that he is responsible for the Sandy Hook massacre. Now, this attack was so bad that it's actually backfiring on her to a point where her own supporters are now jumping ship and switching sides to Bernie Sanders. The fallout is that bad from this attack because she is using dead children who were gunned down while they were in school as political props to attack her rival for political gain. And it's disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. And I've been following this election since, or this primary election since the beginning. And this is probably the worst thing that I've seen so far in this during this election cycle. I mean, the Republicans have said some very bad stuff, but I think this might be the number one in terms of the most repulsive things said during this election cycle. She's using dead children as political props to attack her rival for political gain. Now I want to talk about the ability to sue gun manufacturers and why that's an insane stance and belief to have. Now let's apply that logic to any other product and any other manufacturer. Let's say that someone buys a Ford F-150 truck, and the way that they would sue Ford in a court of law would be if, let's say that this person bought the truck, they were driving it, and there was an engine defect or there's something defective with the product that would have caused them bodily harm. So this person loses both their legs. Then they can sue Ford because there was a defect with the truck that caused them bodily harm. They can also get punitive damages as well. Now, let's take the logic of Hillary Clinton and the people who are in favor of that bill, and let's apply that to this situation, or this vehicle situation. Let's say that this person drove their truck into a crowd of people, and then they killed like 5 or 6 people, and they were shot to death by the police or whatever. So the people's families or the victims' families of this criminal act, how the hell could they sue Ford because someone misused their product? It's like, that's crazy. And back to the gun manufacturers, yeah, guns are made to kill people, but that's what they're made for. But they're made to kill people when someone's life is at risk. So, if a person uses their gun to go on a killing spree, then how the hell is that the gun manufacturer's fault that someone misused their product? It'd be different if the gun manufacturers were literally dumping guns into the hands of criminals and willingly doing so, which they are not. Then the families of the deceased victims could sue the gun manufacturers. Now, for the remainder of the video, I'm going to talk about my personal views and opinions on guns and gun control. Now, I'm a huge Bernie Sanders supporter, but one of the few things that I disagree with Bernie on is his stances on gun control, and I'm actually against his stances on gun control. I think that you should be able to own assault rifles. I think that you should be able to own high-capacity magazines, and Bernie Sanders is in favor of banning those products. But then again, Hillary Clinton is to the far left of Bernie based off that attack ad she just released. And, she's basically the left's equivalent of the NRA in this topic or whatever. And, I'm involved in a lot of Democrat, progressive, and liberal organizations, movements, groups. And it seems like when it comes to guns, which I am moderate on, I am sensible on guns. I want to, have background checks and the gun show loophole. I'm definitely not with the right wing or the NRA, who's right wing extremism, but I'm not with the left wing extremism. But when it comes to a lot of these groups I'm involved in, I am an outlier. It's like when I'm in a room filled up with these people, and a lot of them are my friends. When I'm in a room filled with these people, unless my girlfriend's in the room with me, I'm the only person who is sensible when it comes to guns. I have a lot of my friends never owned a gun, never fired a gun. They don't see why people want to have guns. And I think a lot of the reason for this is because a lot of them are younger. A lot of them come from backgrounds which are affluent. They come from rich neighborhood. They grew up in a lap of privilege, where they don't have to worry about crime left and right. People being murdered, houses being broken into. I mean, I'm from Akron, Ohio, where every other day in the news you hear about someone being shot or a house being broken into, or whatever. And I've been a victim of that before. My mother's house was broken into when I was in the 12th grade, and half our shit was stolen. And luckily enough, me or my sisters or my mom, we weren't there when it happened. But I mean, I couldn't imagine what would have happened if we would have been there and someone broke into our house. We would be at the will of these wild fucking these criminals, man. It's like I want to have the right to defend myself and defend my home and my loved ones and what have you. And they just don't see the need to or the reason why someone wants to do that. I just don't get it. It's like, why would you want to allow yourself to be a victim when you can prevent that from happening? And then a lot of it's just due to just flat out fucking ignorance. I mean, like, I asked them, why do you want to ban assault weapons? Well, technically an assault weapon is, this is an assault weapon. This .32 Beretta, made in the 1950s in Italy, this is an assault weapon because it has a detachable magazine. A lot of it's because they don't know, anything about guns. They never shot a gun before. It's like they have this unfounded fear of guns. And it's like, I mean, sometimes I just like don't know what to say to them, like, other than maybe you should go to a gun range or a gun safety course and be able to touch a gun for the first time, and maybe your misconceived notions might go away or something. I mean, like when they say why do you want to have an assault rifle? Well, in a situation where I have to protect myself and my family because someone breaks my home, I want to have the best possible product that I can have to defend myself. And in those situations, you might only have one chance, and if you mess up, you're dead. And then the other argument that I have for people saying, why do you need to have an assault rifle? Well, in the United States of America, we have the freedom to own and buy products that might be more than what's necessarily needed for our day-to-day lives, or in situations where your life might be at stake. Why do you need to have a $600 purse when you can own a $20 purse? Why do you need to have a $300 pair of shoes when you can have a $20 pair of shoes? Why do you need to have a brand new car that costs, $100,000, where you can have a car that's used that costs half that? It's because we live in a country where people want to own more than what might be the necessary minimum. And then also with the high capacity magazines, and this is a Glock 17 9mm pistol. It has a laser pointer on it. That doesn't come with the gun, but I bought it separately. And it comes standard with a 17-round magazine. And in a lot of the liberal states like New York, California, Illinois, they have magazine bans where you can't own a firearm that has more than 10 rounds in the magazine. That's crazy. Why? Why can't you have, a 17-round clip or a 30-round clip? Because if you're in a gunfight with someone breaking into your house, it's like I don't want to run the risk of having an intruder who's trying to kill me, end up doing that because I ran out of bullets in my gun, and they don't follow the law because they're criminals. It's just I just want to have insurances, at night. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And I think a lot of people just need to just sit down, take a breather, maybe go to a gun range, maybe have someone explain to them what the different kind of guns are, and maybe a lot of this left extremism when it comes to guns might go away. And then on the right, I think they just need to have facts thrown at them, such as like the gun show loophole and how legally purchased guns ends up in the hands of criminals. So in closing, I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about guns. I'm interested in what you guys have to say about this Hillary attack on Bernie. And that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and have a nice evening.